Yashodanandana Braja Janarajana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Arju,
Yes, Mataji?
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, carry on.
Okay.
Are you leading? Yeah. Sorry, I'm just yeah. Carry on.
Okay, so Mataji, should I move on?
Yeah, you just host the session as you would.
Okay. Okay. We'll carry on with the Mangala chanters. Om
Ajnanaatimirandhasya Jnanashalakaya Chakshura Unnilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guru
Namaha.
Pranshi Prabhu, please can you read the translation?
Hare Krishna. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance, with the torchlight of knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Shri Chaitanya
Manobhishtam Sampitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahayam Tatati Swavapadantikam.
Sahiti Mataji, please can you read the translation?
When will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material wealth the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet?
Hare Krishna, thank you. Vandeham Shri Guru
Shri Yuta Shri Guru Vaishnavam Sa Shri Rupam Sagarajantam Shaganaragnat Sritam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Charanaralita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sa.
Digits Prabhu, please can you read the translation?
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and under all the other preceptors on the path of devotional service. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnavas and unto the 6 Goswamis, including Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatana Goswami, Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and their associates. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all his devotees, headed by Sri Vasa Thakura. I then offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the gopis, headed by Lalita and Vishaka. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Karuna,
Krishna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatapate
Gopesha,
Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute
Tapta Kancha,
Taptakshana
Gauranga, Radhe
Radhe
Vrindavaneshwari,
Vrindavaneshwari
Shravanusude Devi, Nami
Pranam
Hariye,
Hari
Vanchakalpa,
Kalpatarubhasya
Tarupya,
Vasindhavaya cha Patitana
Avane,
Pavane Bhoyo Vaishnadevoyo Namo Namaha
Namo
Nama Om
Vishnupadaya,
Krishna
Krishnaya, Tale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine, Namaste
Namaste
Saraswati
Saraswati
Gauravani Pracharine,
Pracharine
Nirvishe
Nirvishe
Savadi Shakade
Paschatarine
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Jai
Shri
Vaita
Gadadhara Shri Asadi Gaura Bhakta
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama 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 Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Dhruva Mataji, please can you read the invocation?
Hare Krishna Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhasha Mataji, please can you share the Gita Shloka slides?
Hare Krishna. Can you see the screen, everyone?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So today we'll be doing chapter 18, verse 6 of the Bhagavad Gita. So can everyone recite it line by line? Etani apitu karmani
Etani apitu karmani
sangam tyaktva falani cha kartavyani time parta
me parta
nishchitam matam uttamam. Hare Krishna. So would anyone like to recite the verse by themselves?
Yes. Hare Krishna. Etani apitu karmani sangam tyaktva falani cha kartvavyanditi me partha nishchitam matmam uttamam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Anyone
Krishna.
else?
Can Panchi do it, please?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
एतानि अपि तु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यान्ति मे पार्थ निश्चितं मतमुत्तमम्.
Hi Krishna, really well done, Panshu. That was really good. Anyone else?
Can I do it, Acha, please?
Hi Krishna.
एतान्यपि तु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानिति मे पार्थ निश्चितं मतमुत्तमम्. Hare Krishna.
Hi Krishna, thank you. So now we'll move on to the word-for-word translation. Etani,
Etani,
all this.
all this.
Api,
Api,
certainly.
certainly.
Tu,
Tu,
must.
must.
Karmani,
Karmani,
activities.
activity.
Sangam,
Sangam,
association.
association.
Tyaktva,
Tyaktva,
renouncing.
renouncing.
Falani,
Falani,
results.
result.
Cha,
Cha,
also.
also.
Kartavyani,
Kartavyani,
as duty.
as duty.
Iti,
Iti,
thus.
thus.
Me,
Me,
my.
my.
Partha,
Partha,
O son of Partha.
O son of Partha.
Nishchitam,
Nishchitam,
definite.
definite.
Matam,
Matam,
opinion.
opinion.
Uttamam,
Uttamam,
the best.
the best.
Hare Krishna. Now we'll move on to the translation. Rudra Prabhu, please can you read the translation?
Hare Krishna. All these activities should be performed without any expectation of result. They should be performed as a matter of duty. O son of Partha, that's my final opinion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, Prabhasha Mataji, please can you read the purport?
Hare Krishna. Although all sacrifices are purifying, one should not expect any result by such performances. In other words, all sacrifices which are meant for material advancement in life should be given up. But sacrifices that purify one's existence and elevate one to the spiritual plane should not be stopped. Everything that leads to Krishna consciousness must be encouraged. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, also it is said that any activity which leads to devotional service to the Lord should be accepted. That is the highest criterion of religion. A devotee of the Lord should accept any kind of work, sacrifice, or charity, which will help him in the discharge of devotional service to the Lord.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhasha Mataji, for reading and sharing the slides. And over to you, Radhaseka Mataji.
Okay, so the question is, guys, everybody on the Arju, if you manage the conversation, the question to each person is, what does this sloka mean to them and for them? If you can manage the conversation.
Hare Krishna. So, Dhurvika Mataji, what does this verse mean to you?
This verse means to me is that we should work continuously without waiting for every results in the devotional path. So we should continue with our work, not wait for any results. I understood in this verse. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Digit Prabhu.
I think this verse means that we should just do our job without expecting anything, and things will come on its own. But if we expect things may not be how we want, so then that might lead to some anxiety.
Hare Krishna, Digit Prabhu. Purbashi Mataji.
I think that we should, whatever we're doing, it should be for Krishna. Like the demons, they performed sacrifices, but they did it for material benefit to get some boon. But we should always be doing our devotional service to please the Lord and gain His mercy.
Hare Krishna, Pranshi Prabhu.
I think we should do sacrifices without any expectations for, such as if we offered a diya very nicely, we shouldn't expect that Krishna will give a lot of blessings. All we want is His love and His love.
Hare Krishna, Pranshi Prabhu. Rudra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So somewhat of what Digit Prabhu said, that we should work without any like rewards, and whatever we do, no matter whether it's eating, cooking, or praying, it should all just be for Krishna, and we shouldn't expect something higher, which is not worth it, and everything should just be for Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sahiti Mataji.
This verse told me about, so don't expect any result when you're doing something, and Krishna consciousness should be encouraged.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So to me, overall, this verse meant that, like everyone else said, all of you said, we should do things without expecting material rewards. They'll come on its own, and our main focus should be Krishna in whatever we do. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. It's very beautiful. I'm just so impressed. So what did you guys do last week?
Mataji, we sang the Damodar Ashtakam. We did Dhruvika's presentation, and
Fantastic.
nobody really had any ideas, so we couldn't do that last lesson.
Okay, no worries. So Dhruvika, so can you give me a summary of Dhruvika's? What did we learn from Dhruvika's presentation?
Mataji,
Dhruvika? Or anyone. So Dhruvika, can you give me a summary, please?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. As the topic Vyomasura, which is a story where Krishna killed Krishna killed the demon, and he that demon was like a bad demon. He was the son of Maya, as I learned from there. And just a second, Mataji. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So as I was telling, he was Maya is the demon chief of he was, and Vyumasura was the son, and like right from his childhood, Vyomasura had enormous strength, and as he grew up, he acquired a great magical powers and became very tyrannical, and like people began to fear him and try to avoid comforting. So one day when Krishna and his coward friends were playing together, when he saw that they were playing, he transferred into a form of a coward boy and joined with them, mingled in them. But Now he started to make his coward friends disappear. Then Krishna realized that some of his friends by one were going. Now Krishna, now suddenly he noticed that a coward, that the Vyomasura, who was looking like a coward, changed into enormous, a very big mountain, like a monster. And like Krishna said, "Who are you?" And Krishna like fumed, and at this Vyomasura like resumed his monstrous form and said, "I am the son of the demon chief Mayasura and himself, and I will tear you from limb to limb," means he will attack Lord Krishna. And after that, as the evil demon threats the Krishna, the demon changed into like a massive mountain and tried to crush Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna had handled him with a mighty blow. Like he blowed him, and the cowards cheered yet the victory of Lord Krishna. And Vyomasura, like he was sent by his maternal uncle Kamsa to kill Krishna before Krishna killed him. So during Krishna's birth, childhood, he killed many of the demons who were sent by Kamsa, his maternal uncle. But we know that truth always wins. So if like in the end, Krishna killed his maternal uncle and freed his parents. Now, that's it of my summary of the story.
Okay, so basically you're saying what you learned from the story is that the good will always win, yeah?
Yes. Every time truth will never lies.
Even though we have to go, like Krishna obviously went through the struggle, or his parents went
Yes.
through the struggle, yeah?
Yes. Yeah. Like as we know that his parents were like locked in Kamsa's jail, something like that. So he freed his parents, and everything we should face any of difficulties.
Yeah, okay, so that is a really good learning point, Dhurvika, that despite our challenges, if we know we are on the side of truth, even if we're standing alone, eventually, however problems we go through, the difficulties,
Actually, in
the
any
truth will
difficult
always win.
situation, in any difficult situation, just stop thinking negative things in your mind. Just keep your mind calm and like face the problem, what is happening, and we have to be patient and try to solve that problem.
Excellent. That is an excellent realization, yeah? So, Dhurvika, that is, I mean, what does everyone else think? Can we have some feedback on what Dhurvika's realization is? Do we agree or do we think otherwise? Dhurvika, can you give us an example in your life when you've persevered with something, even though?
Like personally for me, one time like I faced one situation from like from my nose, blood was coming. So I got scared. What happened? So like my mother said, keep yourself calm, nothing will happen, we should face this situation, and we should try to keep our mind calm, and like I consult with any doctors, and if I make my mind calm and stop thinking negative things, and I felt okay, I'm good, and yeah, that's how we should keep ourselves calm in any situation.
Excellent, yeah. And do you see the benefits of that? So what,
Yeah.
if you have a positive mindset, what was the benefit of you keeping a positive mindset, and what would have happened if you kept a negative mindset?
In negative
Because Krishna
times,
says that your mind can be your friend or it can be your enemy, yeah?
yeah, I have heard this
Okay.
from my mother.
Okay.
Like if you
So,
think any negative things, you'll think like no. If you think these negative things, you'll not be okay in any difficult situation.
yeah, you always think the worst, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So imagine it's the journey, isn't it? So you're having a nosebleed. If you think negative thoughts, what's your experience? If you think positive thoughts, what's your experience?
For me, negative thoughts will if I would think negative thoughts, but like if I think no, it will not, like it will not be healed, the blood will continuously flow, nothing will. If I think positive by keeping myself calm, everything will be okay in that situation. Consulting very different doctors, it might be get healed. That's what I have learned from that
Yeah, because
situation.
if you keep positive, more solutions will come to you. Yeah.
Yeah, more solutions. Yeah, more solutions
Yeah.
will come to it, and it will as soon as possible, it will get healed.
Yeah. So when we think positive, excellent. Yeah. So more solutions, because you leave your brain open for the good things to flow. But if you're just negative, then you close your mind off. That's basically what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
You're just thinking negative, and then you won't. Right. Excellent. Right. So in that excellent Drovika. So should we just talk about individually? If we have a positive, sometimes, which mindset do you work with? A positive one or a negative one? Give examples of both, when you have been negative or when you've been positive. Think of a situation in your life which has caused you to be positive or negative, and how you overcame that. Just talk about your experience. Talk about the journey. So it could be, I got bullied at school, and I made myself feel like this didn't help me. So I want you to talk about your experience, yeah? And then I did this and this helped me, yeah? Or something, yeah? So your own personal journey.
For me, like in something in my life in the school, something happened like in my when I was really small. One friend like left me, and I started thinking negative things like no one will be friend with me, and my mind did that. My mind became an enemy, as you told, Mataji.
Yeah.
But started to think positive things. I felt okay. We should keep patient, and we should trust on ourselves.
Excellent. And then what was the result of that good thought?
For that good thought, it results as I'm growing up, I'm having new friends, new environment, and new surroundings, new thoughts, thinking about my future, everything. That positive mind.
Right, beautifully thought. Yeah, well done. Yeah, you see the power of the thought. Good. Right, can you ask all the people on this call their experience?
Okay, RJ Prabhu, can you tell your experience?
An experience where I've had a negative mindset would be Mataji, can I come back to you in like 5 minutes?
Yep. Drovika, ask somebody else?
Yes, okay. Prabhasha Mataji.
Can you repeat the question, please, Drovika?
What was your experience like for a negative mind and your positive experience?
I know that's a hard question, but think of a scenario that happened to you when you used negative or positive, and how you turned it around, because it's very powerful if you get this right.
Well, in real life, I think most people can relate that when you have tests or exams, then your mind straight away goes to negative thinking that you'll do really bad, and then you can't revise properly. But if you have a positive mindset and calm yourself down, then you can clearly think and read over the materials you need to.
Yeah.
Brilliant, yeah, brilliant. So you can all relate to that, yeah. As soon as a test comes, oh God, I'm gonna do, yeah, and you straight away think negative. But what Prabhasha did, instead of letting that negativity get to her, and then just think, like some of the students, they will think, oh, what's the point? I don't care. Yeah, but she didn't. She used that as a positive to calm herself down, and then go and study so her mind is able to absorb more. If you're in a stress situation, you can't absorb what you need to, yeah? Fantastic. That's really good. Right. Ruvika, ask someone else.
Sahiti Mataji.
So when I was at school, there was this person who wanted to be friends with me, and I let them be friends with me. But then after a few months, they started being rude to me and lying about me to the teacher. And then we told the teacher, me and my friends told the teacher, and the teacher wouldn't believe us. And then a year later, we didn't tell the teacher, but we told like different teachers. And then they started to like tell us to like not be friends with her and let her go by her own. And then now she doesn't follow us. And I used to think, oh my gosh, I would never like have a good friendship with any friends. And then other friends came to me and I got a good friendship when she was gone.
Nice. And thank you for sharing that, Sahiti. That is, there's so much learning that we can have that, sometimes relationships work out, sometimes they don't. And it's all a part of growing up. And just because one relationship doesn't work out, we shouldn't necessarily think that another, we still have to think positive, because for some reason there was maybe a personality clash, or there was some conflict in the relationship, and that relationship was not really something that was for you. But then if you could have thought, oh, I'm never gonna make another friend, but you didn't. You still welcomed new people into your life. So just because one situation doesn't work out doesn't mean that another situation won't. Excellent. And the fact that I know when dealing with conflict, it's really difficult. And, especially if the teacher doesn't believe your side, and, that's quite, everyone has their own experiences. So, that's a setback, because someone in authority told you that it was, normally in conflict, it's normally a personality clash. But, other teachers did support you, and then they gave you a way, they gave you a kind of, a way to handle the situation, and that I think helped you to grow in your confidence. And I can only imagine that you must have felt really pained, especially when you tell an authority member of a bad experience. And obviously, what we have to appreciate is that everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's trying to make friends. Everybody wants to be liked. And it's difficult when we face situations where our personalities might clash. And as you get older, that's okay, because normally you understand as a person, okay, this person is suitable for me, that, and it's good, because you have that discrimination power to say, okay, this relationship isn't going to work, but maybe another friendship or whatever isn't going to work. So it's good that you're able to navigate your way through that situation. But also, we can, as friends, we can be nice to everybody, we can smile at them, but there'll be some friends that you're closer to than other friends. Yep. And that's normal. And unfortunately, the age group you'll be meeting friends, and some of them will end up into real friendships. Some of them will just be fleeting. And that's all part of growing up and just understanding that. And even in spiritually, there's, even Krishna says there's certain friends that are very close to him, and there's certain that are just outside his circle, but he still loves them, and it's just a different extent of love is exchanged, and that's absolutely natural. We're all going to feel that some people are closer to us than others. That's it's nothing to worry about. But I can imagine Sahiti's journey as she went through that, and the feelings. Can you name some of the feelings that you went through, Sahiti, in that situation? Like, name the feelings. Was you sad? Was you angry? What was the feelings?
I felt sad and scared.
Scared, yeah. You see how you felt scared? Yeah. So, we talk about fear and stuff. So in Krishna consciousness, how would you deal with it when in a different positive mindset, how would you get rid of that fear? What are some of the things you could do? You obviously spoke to a teacher, which was the right thing to do.
You can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Excellent, yeah? So the main thing is, in that situation, chant Krishna's name. Yeah? Because he will take that fear away, yeah? Good girl. Excellent, yeah? Good. So you find a strategy, yeah? Right, good. Right. Dhruvika, can you go on to ask someone else, please? Dhruvika?
So one day I was doing homework and I found it really hard to do. There were plenty of questions and it was a big struggle. But then I felt really negative that I couldn't really do much of it. But then I just saw it from a different point of view and thought in my head and repeated that I can do it and I can do it. And then I was able to do it much quicker and then I got it.
Perfect. So what is the moral of that story then? Instead of me saying it, what do you think the moral of that is? Because you
And it gives me the moral that if you think that you can't do something, you really can't do it. But if you think that you can do it, you can do it.
excellent, yeah. So it gives you the moral that, you know, if we eat loads of, you know, fattening foods, we're going to put on weight, yeah, or eventually our health will deteriorate. So in the same way, if we feed our mind garbage, I can't do, if we feed it junk, because that's not true, yeah, then that's what's going to come out. Yeah, but if you feed it, I can do it, of course I can do it. You know, you're at least going to try, you change your mindset, and again, you open your brain up for solutions. And did you do anything else alongside that?
Sorry, Mataji.
So when you said you can do it, how was you able to do it? What was the process? What happened?
So I just saw the homework from a different perspective.
So you
And then
saw it. Yeah.
And then I thought about it. I just thought about it differently.
Excellent.
And then
about it differently, yeah.
Then I saw it as small different steps. And then I did it one by one and then put it all together and I got it.
Beautiful. So you broke it down into small manageable chunks. In business, there's an acronym called SMART, and it means you simplified it, you took small steps, you simplified it, and you made it more measurable, achievable, realistic, and you gave a time to it, yeah? And it's great if a task seems too big. If someone was to just say to you, oh, right, your task is to build a house, what would you think initially, Digit?
I would think that it's too much of a thing to do. But after I
now
see
break it down. So
different
demonstrate to everyone what you would do.
First, I would.
Okay, so I say to you, you have to build a house. Then I can't do it. Then what do you do?
Then I see it as different parts, and then I do one step at a time. And then,
what would your first step be?
I would get the plot. I would build the walls.
Okay, so you'd get the plot. So first you have to think about the plot. Yep. Then
I would build the walls.
So how would you build the walls? What do you need first to build the walls?
We need the bricks and the cement.
So where would you go for that?
I'd go and get it from a supplier, and then
and then what if you didn't have the skills to build a house?
Then I would learn how to do it in a smaller scale, and then use that knowledge in making a house.
Okay. So you would maybe take a course on how to build a house, or you'd speak to someone that has knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you would learn. Yeah. Okay, so yes, do you seek the resources, yeah, that you need? And then what have the money? Or you just
Mataji, I couldn't hear you.
what if you didn't have the money?
If I didn't have the money, then I'll earn some money and then I can do
Yeah,
a job or something like that.
yeah, yeah. Or you'd ask your dad, yeah? Okay. Right. So you find, yeah, initially when I say you want to build a house, it's like, okay, I don't know how to build a house. But then you start, because you say, yes, I can do it, then you start thinking a bit, you open your mindset up. Good boy. So he just demonstrated how we should all approach things. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. And who should you seek the most? Where does everything come from?
The Lord.
Yeah. So you seek the blessings of the Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Good. Excellent. So Druvika, you ask someone else, please.
Yes, Mataji. Rudra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. My story is they at home I was preparing for a test that I had the next day at school. And that test was my end of term test. So it was actually quite important because it was my first set of grades for that particular subject. Then while I was practicing at home, so even though I've only sat down for like 5 minutes, my couldn't really understand what was going on because it was something new, not fully new, but something that I didn't really understand of that subject. So when I just looked at it fully blank, I felt that what is this? I don't know how to do this. I'm gonna fail my test. I need help. What do I do? So then started to calm myself down, and then I asked my dad for some help. So dad came downstairs, and then he helped me understand work that I was given, and then when I took the test and found out my results, I actually did pretty well. And I feel that it was because I had calmed myself down. I had looked for different ways to help me understand the actual work was given at the revision, and the fact that I called my dad instead of just leaving it and saying, well, let it be. That was my story. Hare Krishna.
Excellent. And that's being resourceful. It's called being resourceful, Rhoda. Sometimes we don't understand something, and therefore we need to seek assistance from someone that does, and that's absolutely fine. You didn't give up. You didn't think, oh, I'm just not going to do it and fail my test. You actually did something about it. So the moment you act, did your outcome changes. Do you see that?
Yes,
Can you see that? Yeah. The moment you act on something, the outcome changes. Yeah.
yes, Mataji.
So it's about taking action. So in certain situations, it's about not just giving up, but it's about persevering or getting the right support when you need it, and that will improve the situation for you. And did you find that did you benefit from talking to your dad?
Yes, because I
Yep.
actually did pretty well on my test.
Yeah, exactly. You did well on your test. Yeah. So a lot of the time, you can either speak to someone, or you can like look on the internet, or you can get the right books or the knowledge, or whatever the situation is. You be resourceful about that, and that's an excellent study skill to have. Yeah, excellent. Right, good, Rudra. Druvika, if you ask the next person.
Anshu Prabhu.
Hi, Krishna. So I do land at school, and when I had my exam about 6 months ago, 6 months ago. I was really nervous about like if I forget the speech and so on. And then I just calmed myself down, then kept on reading over the speech and then practicing, like practicing in front of the mirror as if I was practicing it, like as if I was doing the exam. And I kept on doing that, and even though I felt really nervous, like 5 minutes before the exam, still, I just kind of kept my nerves, and like I told myself that I could do it, and then I achieved the distinction in the exam.
Fantastic. So what did you say the test was?
Lambda,
Lambda.
yeah,
What's that? Sorry.
public speaking,
Lambda.
yeah,
Oh, is that what it's called? Public speaking?
yeah,
Or LANDER? Sorry, I've not heard of it, that's why.
yeah.
Lambda.
Yeah.
LAMDA. Lambda, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's a course on public speaking.
Yes.
Excellent. And okay, so can I just say that, you know, every week we hear Arju and he presents and he's got excellent ability to speak publicly. But can we see the effort that he goes into day in, day out, just to be confident? And that, you know, it's not easy, is it, Arju?
No, not really.
No, it's not easy, yeah? So practice makes perfect, yeah? And all these little struggles that we go through, it's actually, I mean, in his case, it's so easy to see that because, you know, he leads the session so well. It's so easy to see that there's so much. So whenever we see something that someone's doing well, we have to understand that so much, especially for some people, it comes naturally, yeah? But for some people, they've had to put so much effort behind that. And even if it comes naturally, it just means that they've practiced it a little bit more. And, you know, we have to really appreciate the effort that goes behind something. And, you know, Arjun, that is a really good example to share because I think it really helps us to understand where you've come from. With, you know, you're fairly, you know, very confident in this situation, but actually it was nerve-wracking and all those nerves that you feel, but you overcame them. And that's, I hope that the nerves become less and that as you become more confident, but you still have to deal with those nerves, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's something that, you know, it's not nice to feel nervous, but I think public speaking is, apart from, I think, death and divorce, I think they're the only two things that people fear more, and public speaking, I think, comes third. In all a great list of things people fear, public speaking actually, it features third on the list, so it's quite high up. People actually feel very stressed out about it. And and I think for us, as I suppose most of us are kind of Asian here, that for us it's even harder, I think, sometimes, because where we're dealing with so many different languages, there is obviously an area that actually makes us a bit more gifted because we can speak several languages or what have you. But actually, to be perfect in any language, it takes, you know, it takes effort. It takes a lot of effort. So all credit to you, Arjun, and thank you for sharing that, especially about being nervous, because sometimes when we see people that are confident, we just think, oh, they're just confident, but we don't realize the story behind it. So I think, like, if you hadn't shared that, I would have just been like, oh, you know, he's just not, you know, but you've actually worked on it, and I'm really proud of you, and that's a brilliant thing to, you know, to share. Thank you. Right, Jovika?
Pranshu Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I've had an experience like Sahiti. So once in last year in 2022, I had a friend who to ask our school, and then I used to play with him. But then soon after a few months in year 3, he was bossy and quite rude. He was quite mean. But later in year 4, I started doing puzzles and things, and when I calmed my mind, then the first, and I observed the children and then made me friends. Hare Krishna.
Pranshul?
Yes.
Sorry, I've kind of lost you. So you had a similar situation to Sahiti, is that what you said?
What?
And you lost the friend, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so you lost, and how did that make you feel?
Kind of a bit disappointing, but then I also had a new opportunity to get other friends.
Okay, so you felt disappointed, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you felt disappointed. Yeah, that's quite, because we want our relationship. I think you wanted your relationship to work, didn't you? Your friendship to work. Yeah? Am I understanding that right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So, when we put ourselves out to be friends with somebody, or we're really making an effort because that's important to us. We want to be, we want to have friends, yeah. And then for some reason it doesn't work out, we feel disappointed. You guys are all young, and I would say to you that you're going to make friends throughout your life. Like, don't get too attached to any one friend, because as you go to secondary or primary, or you go to college, or whatever, or you go to devotional activity, there'll always be people that you can be friends with. So what we can talk about, I think maybe after Durika's finished, is what are the qualities of a good friendship? Yeah, what are the things that we're looking for? Because the friendship wants come up a few times. Some of you have talked about exam techniques. So maybe we could just explore that a little bit deeper. So Brancho, just hold that thought for me, and then we'll come back to you. But again, Durika, can you just continue to ask the rest of the group? I think Drone hasn't spoken.
No, everyone is done.
Drone isn't here.
Drone's not there. Okay. We have no Simran today, or? Okay. Right, so everybody's spoken. Yeah, so actually, well done. So can we just now go into that next question? I'm going to give you about 30 seconds or maybe a minute in your own mind, so you can write it on paper. What are the qualities of a good friendship? What do we look for in a friend? And how can we? So 2 questions. Yeah. So what do we look for in a friend, and how can we be a good friend? Yeah. So we'll ask the first question first. What are we looking for in a friendship? So if you can write a list, or just think of a list in your mind of the qualities we're looking for in a good friendship. What do we expect a friend to be like? So I'm going to give you a minute to do that in your minds. You can put it in the group chat if you want to, but write a few things. Don't just write one thing. Write a few things, or you can write it on paper. So I'm going to give you a minute to do that. what are the things that we want in a friendship? What are the things that we don't want really as well? To write both. What do we want and what don't we want in a friendship? What qualities in a person? So what qualities do we want in a friendship and what qualities don't we want in a friendship?
Still problems there.
And then from your list, just highlight your top three. The top 3 points. The 3 top qualities that you want in a friendship. And likewise, the top 3 that are like you're kind of no's.
Mataji, I'm finished.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Right. Okay. So, Rudra, have you finished?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Arju,
Yes, Mataji.
Purbasha.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Pranshu.
Done it again.
Pransh, have you finished?
What about
Yes, he's finished.
Yeah. Okay. Druvika, you have finished.
Yes, Mataji.
Simran, sorry, Sahiti and Dijit, have you finished?
I finished, Mataji.
Okay, so everyone's finished, yeah? Okay, great. Okay, so right, so who should we ask first? Right, Burbasha. What are your top 3 things you want in a friendship? And what are your 3 no-nos?
They have to respect you and listen to you.
They have to respect you and listen to you, okay?
And they are loyal to you. So by loyal, I mean that you can trust them with anything, or they won't go telling other people rude things about you.
Okay, so trust and loyalty, yeah. And what's your first 2 things?
And the 3 things I don't want.
Okay, so you said respect. You said respect, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't want them to be rude to me. I wouldn't to not support me if I do something wrong, then they won't tell me. And
okay, so you want someone that okay, if you were doing something wrong or making a mistake, you would want someone to point that out to you, isn't it? As a friend. Yeah, they wouldn't let you continue to make a mistake, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. That's a really important point, yeah? So someone that obviously is nice to you, but so someone that will actually, if they didn't point out, if you were doing something wrong, they didn't point out the mistakes, that could be difficult, couldn't it? Like if you want someone to be honest with you, yeah? Is that right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Okay, good. Excellent. Yes, we'll come back to you. Right, so we'll go to Brancha next. What are your top 3 things that you look for in a friendship and the top 3 no-nos? Brancha? We'll come back to you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Arju?
Hi, Krishna Mataji. So, my 3 qualities I want a friend to have would be trustworthy, understanding, reciprocal.
Yeah. Trustworthy,
understanding, and reciprocal.
Arju?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So trustworthy, understanding, and
reciprocal.
Reciprocal. Okay, so what does that mean?
I think reciprocal means it's like if you place faith or trust in someone, then they'll place faith and trust in you. Like Prabhasha said, if I'm loyal to them, then they'll be loyal to me.
Excellent. So you want someone to mirror you, yeah? So if you're being kind to them, the expectation is that they reciprocate that kindness.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what, Arju?
Otherwise, the expectations are different, and then the friendship.
Otherwise, what?
Pardon?
Yeah. And then what happens?
Like the friendship won't really work out because if expectations are different, then you expect different things from each other, and then an argument will be raised from there. I don't think
then an argument will?
I don't think your friendship will really work out if your expectations are different.
Yeah,
Your expectations need to be similar. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it won't work out. Yeah. So you're able to kind of assess, are you on the same page? Are you on the same? Yeah. So you're kind of mirroring each other. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
So what happens if there's conflict then, Arju? Because remember, people are all different.
Qualities I don't want a friend to have would be arrogant, belittling, and too judgmental about values.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Do you want to expand on those? Because they're quite deep points.
Arrogant. I don't really like people who are too arrogant because they just think that they're higher than everybody else, and then like you start getting angry at them. So that's not good for you or them.
Yeah.
And then belittling, because it, like, if you have a friend who's belittling, then I don't think that's really a true friend, because the purpose of a friend is to make you feel good, and in times of discomfort they like cheer you up. And too judgmental about values, like Purvasha said, you want a friend who points, if you're doing something wrong, you want them to point something out. But if they're always like telling you that you're doing things wrong, and then telling other people and putting you in a negative light in other people, then you won't really want them to be your friend.
Yeah, because sometimes it's too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So it's constructive. Constructive feedback is good, but not in a judgmental or in a negative way or in a demeaning way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good. Good. Very, very, very good. Right. Why might somebody have those qualities though? I'm going to go deeper with you. Yeah. Why might someone have those negative qualities? Yeah. Why might somebody be judgmental? Why might somebody belittle someone? And what was your first one? Why might somebody arrogant? Yeah.
Because maybe in the past, like they've been like belittled themselves.
Yeah.
Like it's the same kind of analogy with bullying, maybe. And like if they've been belittled in the past, then maybe they would want to belittle other people, kind of like believing that if they receive this like kind of punishment, then they'll have to give it as well.
Excellent. Yeah. So people are hurting. Yeah. So
Yeah.
normally, I'm not saying in all cases, and it's not acceptable for anyone, but in so many cases, the person that's doing the bullying has been bullied themselves. It's not. So it's not to. This is not to say that they're correct for doing it, but it, so therefore, if sometimes something negative happens to us, it's really important that we don't do it to somebody else if something negative happens to us, because if you get pushed down so much, the propensity is we'll just do that to someone else. But that isn't the case. We forgive them and we talk to someone, we get advice around it so that it doesn't affect us. The other person's, they're already in pain.
Yeah.
They're already going through their journey. Why might someone be judgmental?
Because maybe judgmental.
Yeah, why might someone be judgmental? And why is it good to be judgmental sometimes as well?
I think it's good to be judgmental sometimes because you need to point out things to people, otherwise they don't really realize. And most of the times they'll have a like kind of learning nature that okay, I'm thanks to you, I realized that I'm doing this wrong, and from now on I'll do it the right way.
But you can only do that with people you trust, yeah? So going back to Purvasha, you can only do that with certain people, not with everybody, yeah?
Yeah, like most people.
Yeah, so some people you can say, yeah, you can try and correct them, but for some people it's better not to. You have to see if they're receptive to it. If they're not receptive to it, the relationship's going to really break down. Sometimes the easiest thing is to walk away, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then sometimes if you're, if you were married or something, then you might, that's your spouse, you might say that to them, but they'll be your friend. Sometimes if it's a very close friend, you can say that too. but you need to gauge, do I need to say this? Do I not need to say this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not about like just pointing, if they ask for the thing, sometimes you have to kind of gauge and you have to be sensitive about it. Sometimes people, yeah, if they're asking for constructive feedback, that's fine. But if it's really personal, we're all going through our pains, we're all going through our situations. Yeah. So it's about making that right judgment call as to how far we take that, giving that feedback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that can also break a relationship, especially if you've got a good relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you just need to be mindful of, like, you need to gauge it. Like, is this worth it? Is it not worth it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And also you need to start thinking about the importance that relationship has, yeah, in your life. Good. Okay. Druvika, your top 3 qualities and the no-goes.
The top 3 qualities that I want in friendship is support, trustworthy, and loyalty. And the 3 things that I don't want in a friendship is the rudeness, judging others' friendship, and me being me.
Druvika, can you repeat them again, please?
So the 3 things that I want in a friendship is I need trustworthiness, loyalty, and very supportive. And 3 things that I don't want is judging others' friendship, rudeness, and mean.
And what?
Mean means being very mean.
And me,
Yeah, mean.
like someone that always only focuses on themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
That's a good point. Yeah. If someone is just focused on themselves, what does that mean about your relationship?
If someone focuses on, like, if someone focuses, like, I feel like
Someone just, if
it
you're,
affects our friendship. It affects our friendship
yeah, why?
because, uh, like being very mean. Like, if I ask, like, for example, if I ask something to my friend and she say, and if he or she say, like, he acts a little mean on me, he doesn't want to talk with me, that that affects a lot of our friendship.
Okay, because the relationship is what? One-sided or two-sided?
Two-sided.
Okay, but say you got a friend and all they do is talk about themselves.
Yeah, like feeling a little proud about themselves.
So then the relationship is what? One-sided or two-sided?
Two-sided.
Do you think so? Who would agree
I'm
with
sorry,
her?
it's more like one-sided.
It's one, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can think it's two-sided because you're listening and that person's talking. But if it's a friendship, it's the reason I'm saying this and I'm bringing this point up is that I don't want any of you to be in a relationship where you're meeting the needs of another person, but they're not meeting your needs. Because in a friendship, you're going to have certain needs, they're going to have certain needs, yeah, to be respected, to be, to have, to be trustworthy, to have
And
this.
Mataji, I want to say that nowadays in this world, being like, I have experienced a lot in school because one of my friends in my 4th class, like, yeah, I thought like she's a very supporting friend, very trustworthy, very loyal, empathy, and but at last, for like our class, 4th class is ending, she's like going with other friends, like she's ignoring me when I'm trying to talk with her. She's just saying that, no, please don't come to me. And she said, like, I like, she like broke our friendship.
Okay, so what should you do?
So I should like
Go back to
first
your
see.
mindset. Go back to the mindset. Go back to your mindset.
Mataji, what did you mean?
Go back to your positive mind. Well, no, go on. Talk me through. What should you do in that situation?
In that situation, I shall calm my mind. Like I wish I should not take stress. Why did she broke my friendship? What did I did anything? That negative mind I will not think. I'll think if she wants to break my friendship, let her break. Nothing will happen. When I'll go to another class. I'll meet new friends. Make new friends.
Good girl. But how did you feel? Your mindset. You
First,
can keep. How did you feel?
as she told, like I'll break our friendship. First we'll feel like, why did she break? We had a very nice bonding, but later having this lot of pain inside, you'll like feel like nothing will happen.
Let it go. Yeah.
Let it go. Then if
Yeah.
you think, and most of the biggest friendship is with ourselves. If you make friends with ourselves, you'll be more happy than if we make friendship with other people, other friends.
Okay, so Dhruvika's really hit a very strong point there, okay? The relationship that we must first have is with who?
Ourselves.
Ourselves, yeah? Good girl, yeah? Those other people, they're just doing their silliness, yeah? But for a Krishna conscious person, for somebody that's, able, we want to develop, yeah? The most important relationship, because when someone when we lose a friendship and we think it was worth something, of course we're going to be heartbroken and we're going to feel that pain. We're going to feel anger, we're going to feel a whole host of emotions. We're going to feel a little bit of envy, we're going to feel scared, like Sahiti said. We're going to feel we're going to feel broken because there was a bond between us. It's friendships, especially when you're young, they validate who you are. So if this person's not my friend, then what I can think is, oh, I'm not good enough, or why do they not like me, why did I like somebody else? Or it can really like play on your emotions, and it can really make you feel like I'm not good enough, or there's something wrong with me, or and we start internalizing these things sometimes, and that's not good for us. Yeah. What we can say is, okay, this friendship, unfortunately, for whatever reason, it's broken down and I'm in pain. So like if we was to fall over and we would have a wound on our leg, yeah, and our leg would bleed, so we wouldn't ignore that wound, yeah, we would put, what would we put on it? A plaster, yeah, or we might air it out, we might clean it, and we'll dress it again, yeah. So if we had a physical wound, we would pay attention to it. This, what Dhruvika is talking about, is an internal wound. When a friend leaves us, when we think somebody doesn't like us as much as they like somebody else, or something happens, then we have a wound which we can't see, but it's inside us. Yeah, it's an internal wound that it could be our parents. We might think they like our brother. Something. It could be anything. Yeah, any little wound that comes from any relationship is going to cause us pain. Okay. In the same way, if we fall down and our leg bleeds or whatever, just because that wound we can see and we can deal with it, this is an internal wound. This is a wound that you can't see, but it's there. What happens if you don't deal with that wound? What do you think as you get older? What do you think happens to that wound? Branshaw?
It gets bigger.
It gets bigger. So the inside feeling gets bigger, yeah? The pain gets bigger, the anger gets bigger, the next time somebody rejects us, that pain gets bigger, and then you feel it more. The next time somebody rejects us, the pain gets bigger until we explode, yeah? And then it turns into anger, or it comes as an outburst, or we start crying, or we become scared, or something happens, yeah? Not reaction that happens. So the wound gets bigger. Okay. and then there's, then there's another, so sometimes we might meet someone that's new and they've been really kind to us, but because we've got lots of experiences that have caused us pain, we think, oh, this nice person is also going to cause us pain, and then we start acting in different ways, and we might try to push them away. Deal with that wound properly. Yep. So Druvika, how would you deal with an internal wound now? So I want everyone to listen, because it's a really important thing. How would we deal with
important?
Sorry, Pranshu, if you just unmute. Right, okay. So Druvika, going back to you, how would you deal with an internal wound? So the wound is inside now. How do you deal with it?
Like if we break our, as you tell, if some friendship got broke, you'll feel a lot of pain in the first. As you continue doing like this, it becomes like, as you said, it will become an anger, ego sometimes, and and sometimes if you start like, you will not care, let it break for internet.
Yeah. So what should you do to deal with the internal wound then? Instead of like just covering it with nothing and just going about, and then it becomes more of an issue, what should you do once you recognize there's a wound? When you feel the wound, what should you do? So if you had a leg wound, you would clean it up, you would put a plaster on it, and you would let it heal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because you can see it. Yeah. So with an internal wound, you can't see it. So what should you do? What steps should you take? I'll hand it over to Rudra. What can you do?
Pardon?
So you've got a wound, it's an internal wound, yeah? You can't see it, you've been hurt. So how would you deal with an internal wound?
If I had an
The
internal,
doctor can't do nothing about it.
yeah. So if I had an internal wound, first of all, like we talked about before, I'll try to calm myself down, try to have a clear mind, think about what has happened, why has it happened, who or what are the causes, and if that internal wound hasn't stopped or it's still there and it's still in your mind. So I would tell someone that I can fully trust, like my parents, and then I might have like a little word with them, talk about what has happened, what I feel like right now, what I felt like before, what should I do? And then maybe I'll just do something that I would like, or some things that I like to do while calm down, and then even if it work, the last resort um for me is have a little rest, because even when you're like bruised outside and inside, you might just need a little rest to like think about it, or just have some sleep. So that is what I would do.
Beautiful, yeah? So there's some strategies, yeah? So when we love ourselves, what Druvika said is so important, but we've got this wound, so we need to start doing things that are going to make us feel good, yeah? So it's about letting that person, maybe if we can talk to them, we can. Sometimes that might not be always the case, but we understand we got a wound, we've got to look after it. So if we need to talk to our parents about it or someone we trust, that's fine. Or like, excellent, Rudra, you might just need to sleep. You can analyze it, but don't analyze it too much. Just think, okay, this has happened, that's happened. There's a wound. I need to release it. Forgive them, ask for any forgiveness, even if you can't physically go and do it. In your heart, just say, Krishna, for some reason, this relationship has broken down. Please, I seek forgiveness from this person if I've done something wrong, and I also forgive them, and let it go. If you learn this is the most important thing. Let it go. If it's going to heal, it will heal itself, and then you will become friends again. If you're meant to separate, that's fine. New good things will come into your life. Yeah. You don't think, oh, this is my stop point. You let it heal, but you open yourself up again, and you start focusing on the healing. You start focusing on, if you had a plaster, you'd look after yourself in the same way you look after yourself. You do things that you like. You just, not distract yourself isn't the right word, but you do things that make you feel good, and that replenishes your confidence in yourself, because that's you not looking outside, but that's you looking inside. You can do physical things, such as you can do activities that you like, but you can also look and develop your relationship with yourself. And ultimately, when you connect with your soul, you connect with your, eventually your soul will want to develop a relationship with Krishna, which we already speak about. But this is kind of like the process. Yeah. So when we go for a bad situation, we re-engage with our relationship with ourselves, like what Druvika said, that the relationship we have with ourselves is the most important. Even if everybody's saying to us, we're like this, we're like that, yeah, okay, maybe there's some truth in it and we can try to change if there is. But if there isn't a change and someone's just picking on us or bullying us, and it's a one-sided relationship, they just want to break us down, then at that point we have to think, no, I'm going to respect myself. It doesn't matter if this person doesn't respect me. It means that I'm not respecting myself. So let me respect myself by moving away from this situation, and let me go and give myself the love I need. Because that's what you need at that time. Yeah, it's, you need love from others around you, but you also need your own love. Yeah, so go and give yourself that love, and then you will see that once you give yourself love, then the external will also change. Yeah. So these are things that we can just do to repair and breathe. Yeah, when sometimes as you get older, the wound, like, I don't know, but if you feel really scared or nervous, I normally feel it in my stomach, so I don't know where you guys feel it. But if you can allocate where that pain is in your body, then you breathe into that pain. Don't ignore it, don't suppress it, because if you suppress it, it will come out when you're older, or it will mean that you have the same repeated pattern. So if you've been hurt once, it will be easier for someone else to hurt you, or you just become really strong and resilient, and then you become one of those people that's cold. And so you don't want to become like that. Yeah, all you want to do is repair it and move forward. Yeah, so you breathe into that feeling, you literally, you experience that pain in a way, and then you release it. Remember, Krishna is the all healing power. Yeah, so you just say to Krishna, Krishna, please take this pain away from me. These are my friends, I tried my best, I forgive them, I'm asking for forgiveness, but just let Krishna, you deal with it. Because our main relationship is with ourselves. So once we make that relationship with ourselves, the internal one, then the relationship with Krishna becomes easier, because Krishna is looking for that. He knows that we keep coming into this material world and we keep seeking other relationships, but we sometimes forget the relationship with him. Yeah, so that you go back to your relationship with yourself, with Krishna, so you realign. And then once Krishna's happy, then all your other relationships will become easier to manage, because your real relationship with him has been nourished, and that bond has become strong. And he's really the only person that can love us. Yeah, in this material world, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but fortunately, the mother's love is probably the strongest we get to love from Krishna. Yeah, even that relationship can sometimes, but there's no one that loves us more than Krishna. Remember, Krishna has been in your heart. He's been with you through lifetimes. This mother's, your mother in this life has only been with you for, so Krishna has been with us through each and every life. He has seen us through all our pains. He's seen all the suffering that we've been through. He's seen all the great things we've been through. He's seen us being naughty. He's seen everything. Yeah, he is our ultimate friend. Yeah, so we reconnect with ourselves, we reconnect with Krishna, and we can do things that show that we love and respect ourselves. And one of the things is someone does that, you move away from them. Yeah, don't ever stand next to a person who thinks you're not worthy of being their friend. If they don't think you're worthy of being their friend, run, because you know what, more likely they're not worthy. Just run. Yeah, like if someone doesn't want to talk to you, so what? Like, I'm saying that in a kind of arrogant way, but that's their loss, really, not yeah, it would have been great if there was a friendship. And, you know, sometimes it hurts when we lose someone really valuable. But at the end of the day, you have a responsibility towards yourself and your spiritual life and towards your family. And, you know, the responsibilities that you have, that, you know, you keep yourself well. So, and mentally and emotionally, that's by dealing with that, you know, internal wound, letting it go, and then moving on with your life. Talk to someone. If it really gets you, know, if it's a really deep relationship, you're going to need some form of support whilst you're healing. Yeah, so time heals all wounds. Krishna is time. You all surrender it to Krishna. Krishna, I can't deal with this. You take it, because you'll be able to deal with it better than I can, and then he will help you. Excellent. And Dhuvika, do you want to say anything about loving yourself, please? Why is that important? Why is it important not to be arrogant about it, but just why should you have self-esteem and self-confidence?
Ma'am, Mataji, can you repeat the question? I didn't understand.
Why is self-love so important? Why is it important? Like, not in an arrogant way, but to have self-love, self-esteem, self-confidence. Why is that important? Why is loving yourself important? Because you said it, the main relationship we ever have is with ourselves. Do you want to expand on that?
No, I'll just say, like, self-love is important because it motivates much of our positivity behavior when reducing harmful behavior, which means bad behavior.
Yeah. Okay, good.
And it both empowers us to take risks and to say no to things that don't work for us. It's a key or component to build self-compassion, compassion or self-love helps us to take care of ourselves, lower stress, and strive for our success.
Excellent. Good girl. Yeah. Very good girl. Good. Right. Okay. Sahiti, what's your three things?
So I would look for kindness and honesty, and like we have like similar things that we usually do. That's what I would look for in a friend. And things I wouldn't look for is being rude, people who don't support you, and bullying anyone.
Good girl. Yeah. Very clear boundaries. Good girl. So someone that's kind, honest, and someone that, you know, you have similar interests with, that you can share the interest with. So there's no point. So, and going back to Druvika's point also, that some people are just taking all the time. Yeah. So it's really important that there's a balance of power in the relationship. If there's no balance of power, it means one person is taking and one person is giving, and therefore it's not a relationship, it's one-sided. Okay. So the relationship is something that's two-way. Okay. Otherwise it's just it's just you giving, and it's just a charity. I mean, it's not really a relationship. Yeah. But in Krishna's world, in the spiritual world, it's different. So in the spiritual world, in our relationship with Krishna, it's not a business transaction. Yeah. And neither should relationship here be. So we can, but with Krishna, when we give him love, he gives us more love. Yeah. So anything we give Krishna, he gives more of. Yeah. So, but in normal relationships, it's not, you know, there has to be a respect. You have to love. I think Sahiti, what she's doing, she's clearly labeled her boundaries. Yeah, this is a word that we use, boundaries. That, okay, this is acceptable, this is not. If you're bullying, no, I'm sorry, but that, you know, that's a no for me. Yeah, so be strong about that. And I think Sahiti, that's what she's demonstrating. No. Yeah, if you're bullying, that's just, for me, that, and it's really important to put boundaries in place. Yeah, otherwise people will exploit you. If you have no boundaries, people will exploit you. And unfortunately, people that are crafty and horrible and mean, they will try and be nice to you because they know you'll be nice to them. And then when you start being nice to them, they'll start being horrible to you. And then what happens? You try to be extra nice and they try to be extra horrible. And because you want them to like you again, because you feel unconfident or whatever, then you give more and more and more and more and more. And then the other person's doing nothing back and they're just being more and more horrible. And that's what, if you've heard of the term toxic relationship, yeah? Because they're trying to control you by being really mean to you, but then giving you one nice thing. So you think, oh, that person's okay. But that isn't a relationship. That's a very detrimental situation to be in. And you need to remove yourself from it immediately and seek help. Yeah. Because that, again, it's just going to destroy you. Yeah. You need to be in a relationship where it's loving. So again, so we work on ourselves and then and we work through that process. Sahiti, I think what you're saying clearly is that you set boundaries. That's what I'm hearing from your voice, is that you're quite straight with this is acceptable, this is not. And I think that's really strong and powerful. Like, we need to have the understanding that actually some behaviors we're not going to tolerate. Yeah, to actually be stable and strong. It doesn't mean we don't like them and we don't feel compassion for them, but it just means that for us, that's not the case. Yeah. Right, good. Sahiti and Rudra said something. Rudra, did you say something?
Yes, Mataji.
Sahiti, Pranshu. Pranshu, did you say something?
No, he hasn't said anything.
Okay, Pranshu, do you want to say what your 3 most top qualities are?
So I would want the friend to be kind to me, and then maybe if we were in a team, I'd want them to cooperate with us, and they should be reliable. They should be reliable, so they would help me when I need it. My top 3 qualities that I don't want are bullying me and distrust. So then breaking my trust, and then jealousy and destroying my achievements.
Excellent. So there's some really key points there. Like, you always come out with these little. Right. So jealousy, we need to be aware of when we are in it, and then when someone else is. Yeah. So when we have an achievement, like, Branch does something nice, and then he immediately feels jealousy, and we all know what that feels like. We feel the vibes change. We feel cold. Just feel compassion for that person, but remove yourself from it. Yeah, because you don't want to absorb that energy. But at the same time, when we feel jealous, the most important thing, if we were ever feeling like that, we would want someone to comfort us and support us. Yeah. So that's like a two-way street. Branchu, what I'm hearing from you, reliable, and what was the one you said before that? Reliable, and what was the second one you said? Not break my trust or something.
For the good qualities or the bad?
The good one.
Cooperation in a team.
Cooperation, yeah. So I heard that one. Cooperation in a team and reliable, yeah. You need to discuss, all of us need to know, are we an individual or do we need to be in teams? Is that important to us? We live in a team when we're in a home. So a home is a family situation, but then obviously that then gets replicated into a team at work or at school, or is that important to us? Do we need cooperation? Do we need, is that important to us? What makes somebody reliable? How do we develop these qualities? How, what things can we show? Because this is the sort of things employers look for. Are we reliable? Are we straightforward? Do we do what we say we're going to do? So if we're going to be somewhere at 9 o'clock, are we there? I mean, I'm notorious for being late. And I just think, oh, people must think I'm so unreliable. Yeah, of course, I have my reasons, but there's no need for me to be unreliable. So I think I'm going to learn that from you as well, Ranjil. But excellent qualities. Right. So Sahiti's spoken, Rudra's spoken. Did you say your bit? Legit.
Yes, Mataji. I haven't said it yet. Shall I say it now?
Please.
So, from a friend, I would want you'd be able to trust them, and they would also be able to trust you. And they respect your boundaries, give you privacy, and you do the same with them. And you respect them, and they also respect you. It's showing the same level of respect and qualities that you give them.
And the negative one?
You wouldn't want them to be arrogant. You wouldn't want them to always ignore you, and you wouldn't want them to not be around you when they don't need you. You would want them to be around you just as a friendship.
Excellent. So 2 points I'm going to pick up. A friend is not there because they want something from you. Yeah. Of course, there's going to be sharing and, it's natural. But actually, they're your friend regardless. Yeah. They're your friend when you're going through your good days and when you're going through your bad days. Yeah. They're there for you. They're not just in it for themselves. Otherwise, that's not a relationship. Okay. Those types of relationships you do need to cut, yeah, because otherwise they just become toxic. Unless you can work on them, don't worry about them too much. Let it go, kind of thing. Because you want someone that's going to be there for you through thick and thin. I mean, especially that with marriage, that's important. I think even with friendship, that you're going to go through your ups, you're going to go through your downs, whatever. And a friend would be there for you. They're there for you in your bad times. And there's a saying, I don't know, it's an English saying, but when you go through a hard time, that's when you know who your friends are. Because they're there for you. Yeah. The rest of them, they're just there when things are good. Yeah. But the ones that are there, really there, and the ultimate friend is Krishna. Yeah. He's always with us. Because you hear stories like, oh, someone loses everything and then they lose their friends and everyone leaves them, and but when the going was good, they were all with you. So where are they now? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's through those hard times as well, and ultimately that's when Krishna is really pushing us through, and he ultimately, we do realize that Krishna is our only friend. But obviously we still have to have relationships. There'll always be that. Yeah. So excellent. And then digit one more you said, I can't remember. What was one of the last ones you said? Digit, said one more. Okay, not there. There's one I think I wanted to mention. Clear boundaries, yeah? It's very important. If you don't like something, just say no or walk away, stop. You can repair that later. Set boundaries. If you set boundaries, people know what to expect from you, and they know what is expected from them. If you don't set boundaries in friendships, you want to be normal, and you're not going to set boundaries maybe through words, but have a level of boundary. Otherwise, it will be like too overwhelming for you. If you don't have boundaries, then anyone can kind of come in, hurt you, do what they want, and then leave. But if you just put a stop, if something's going wrong and you just say no, that will make it harder for someone to kind of break you down. Yeah. Not that anyone's trying to break you down, but unfortunately, the nature of things is that people, they will push boundaries. You don't need to make them obvious, but you just know, one of the skills that you think something's wrong and you just think no. And you'll hear Krishna's voice, you'll feel it in your body, you'll understand it. Right. Okay. So I think everybody's spoken. Can I just say I'm really proud of the way you've discussed, again, really amazing topics. I hope this session has been important to you, and I hope it does help you navigate relationships in your life. Can you please put your hand up if you thought that it was useful today? Like, do you think you will use some of the, if you don't think you will and you're just answering for the sake of it, that's fine also. But do you think the information that we like kind of learned today was important? You just put your hand up in the chat, or raise your hand if you think it was important. If it wasn't, don't worry. I'm not like, I'm just looking to see if it was an important session. Okay, so most of you have digit, that's fine. So yeah, all of you have the digit, that's fine. It's probably because you're quite okay with your relationship sometimes. Not okay, but it's something that you're okay with. Not okay with it. It's a hard topic. I think all of us suffer from certain types of things, but some people take things more, these are some people are hurt more than others. Some people are, it's always important to remember what what we can do to love ourselves and to protect ourselves so that we're not injured spiritually. Because once we're hurt inside, it's really difficult to then reconnect with Krishna because we're dealing with pain, and then it becomes a little bit harder. And then when we're chanting, all we can think about is those problems and those friends, and you can't really focus totally on the beautiful form of Krishna. So it's important that we deal with these things in a sensible and mature kind of manner. Right, okay, so very well done, some really deep topic. And I'm going to hand you over Arju for the Shingadev prayers.
Mataji.
Yeah.
I did put my hand up, but I think it only lasted a few seconds.
Oh, okay, no worries. So you did find it useful. I just thought you might be relationships than it was. No, it's okay. Right, okay. So I do really hope you find it important, and I hope you use some of these tips, because unfortunately we do go through these things. And the more we learn how to navigate ourselves, the easier things become. So we're very well done. Right, Arju.
Hi Krishna. So Dhruva Mataji, please can you do the Nrsimhadev prayers?
Hare Krishna. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlad Laddaine.
Prahlad Laddaine.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimho.
Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narasimho.
Yato Yato
Yami Tato Narasimho.
Pahi Narasimho Hridaye Narasimho.
Bahi Narasimho Hridaye Narasimho.
Narasimhamadin Saranam Prapade.
Narasimhatin
Saranam Prapade.
Tava Kalakamalabare Adbhuta Shripa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringa Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे।
तव कर कमलावरे नकाम अद्भुत श्रृंगार तानु वृंदा केशव
विरूपा जय जगदीश
जय
जगदीश हरे, जगदीश हरे।
केशव धृत नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे।
केशव
हरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे,
जय जगदीश
हरे जय जगदीश हरे।
जय नरसिंहदेव, 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 जय नरसिंहदेव।
जयो
नरसिंहदेव,
जयो नरसिंहदेव, जयो नरसिंहदेव।
जय प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज।
जयो प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद
महाराज।
जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद।
जय जय
प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद।
नित्य गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, नित्य गौर हरि बोल।
नित्य हरि
बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, नित्य गौर हरि बोल।
जय नरसिम्हा भगवान की
जय।
जय भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय।
जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की
जय।
नित्य गौर प्रेम हरि नंद की हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
All glories to the assembled devotees. All
हरे
glories,
कृष्णा,
all glories to the assembled devotees.
हरे
कृष्णा,
All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga.
हरे बोल।
Lord Krishna bless us all with beautiful friendships that are full of love and trust and all those good qualities that we spoke about. And may we also learn to be good friends to others. And may our relationships be mutual and full of reciprocation and a source of happiness because we do derive and may our ultimate relationship with Krishna always be so when we nourish the roots, when we make sure our relationship with Krishna is nice, then our other relationships will also feel positive. Yeah, so may we always do that. May we always see Krishna's hand in situations. So sometimes, Krishna wants to, whatever Krishna wants to, sometimes some people might leave us, but that's Krishna's will. May we always see Krishna's hand and his will in things as well. So, maybe, yeah. Hello? Okay, so everyone have a lovely week. And Arju, do you want to allocate, Arju?
Okay, so next week Jara the Madhav can be done by Sahiti Mataji. Next week Invocation can be done by John Prabhu. And next week Nrsimhadev prayers can be done by Digit Prabhu.
Right, so have a lovely, lovely day, everybody, and well done.